Ladies and gentlemen, Star Wars has officially flatlined. That's right, Disney has turned Star Wars, once the crown jewel of pop culture, into a franchise that nobody seems to want. Why? Well, because when you take a boy brand and try to force it into a girl brand, you end up with the cinematic equivalent of tofu: tasteless, bland, and unwanted. And believe it or not, it all hinges off of one thing: Rey's unpopularity. I mean, let's be honest. Rey, the so-called Jedi of Destiny, is about as engaging as watching paint dry on Tatooine. She's got no growth, no flaws, and no struggles, just a lightsaber and plot armor thicker than the Death Star's hull. Remember Luke, the chosen one, the farm boy to hero? A true zero to hero kind of arc, something that we've all kind of enjoyed, even relished. You've got reboots of things that are being done successfully, like Cobra Kai rebooting Karate Kid. At least they stuck with some kind of an outline we could all get behind. But Rey, well, Rey, she's just kind of there, with a resume that screams, hire me. I'm perfect. I don't know how I got that way. I certainly didn't earn it, but here I am. And of course, the media, they've actually been gaslighting us for years when it comes to this character. She's beloved, they say. Fans adore her. They lied. Meanwhile, The Force Awakens felt familiar because it was basically A New Hope with Wi-Fi. The sequels that followed for this particular film were a dumpster fire of missed opportunities. Poor Finn went from being a potential Force-sensitive hero to comic relief faster than you can say, what about Rose Tico? And let me tell you, has anybody talked about the nice lady mechanic dressed in a potato sack lately? And don't get me started on the announcement game, which Disney's really good at. They go out and they love to make Star Wars announcements. They announce trilogies like Oprah's giving away car. You get a trilogy, you get a trilogy, you get a trilogy. Everybody gets a trilogy. You see my point. The problem? None of those things that they announce ever actually happen. You remember Rian Johnson's trilogy? Ghosted. Dan and Dave from Game of Thrones? Gone faster than the Darksaber in The Mandalorian. Man, that disappeared fast. Even the calendar-slated Star Wars movie for 2026? Poof. Gone. Apparently, announcing films that will never see the light of day is the new Jedi mind trick. And of course, we get to our third issue with Dismal Disney, the Kathleen Kennedy effect. And let's talk about the real Sith Lord here, because that's what Kathleen Kennedy is. Under her reign, Star Wars went from, I've got a bad feeling about this, to please stop making these. I mean, this woman turned a galaxy far, far away into a wasteland of girl boss tropes and underwhelming storytelling. And don't get me wrong, this lady is a cornucopia of embarrassment, which is appropriate for this time of year. The latest embarrassment, of course, being handing the reins of Star Wars over to a documentary activist with zero experience in epic storytelling. Because, of course, fans want a film about Rey leading a Jedi Academy to basically nowhere. At this point, Disney has officially admitted what we've all known. Star Wars is now just nostalgia bait. Remember Luke? Yeah. Remember Vader? Yeah. Remember when you cared? Yeah. Well, Disney doesn't. They're too busy doubling down on Rey as the face of the franchise, even though she's got less cinematic charisma than Jar Jar Binks on a bad day. And we all remember that, don't we? And of course, we have the most recent disaster. Well, wait until we get to the Skeleton Crew, which I think will be harmless, but we just found out how bad Star Wars could be. We thought it was bad enough already, but don't forget the disaster that was The Acolyte. It's as if Disney told the writers, make it woke, make it dull, and make sure nobody watches past episode 2. Mission accomplished. Those numbers cratered very quickly, faster than anything I could have imagined. And the staying power of that in the cultural zeitgeist is gone. So what's the future look like? Well, here we are. Star Wars isn't just dead, it's buried under Kathleen Kennedy's bad decisions and Disney's obsession with ideology over storytelling. It's nauseating at this point. If we want to revive it, they'll need to let it rest for probably a decade. Maybe then, someone who actually connects with the fans or respects the fans, and preferably both, will actually be able to bring it back to life in a way that all of us will appreciate. And maybe not hearken so much on member berries, but just on the actual general feeling of what Star Wars is. Until then, the Force is not with us. And as you've probably guessed, this entire video was about the fact that they announced so many different things and yet have to cancel them. The 2026 movie is representative of so many different problems that exist within Lucasfilm, all driven by their story group. In fact, anything tied to Disney with the word story group attached to it is their neo-Marxist wing at work, trying to remove anything that made it enjoyable, especially to the original fans, just like the theme parks are getting served now under Iger's tutelage. You have people that are making that very un-American. Well, you have Kathleen Kennedy's little group of ladies making it very un-Star Wars. I don't know if that's even a word. I don't actually care. But the cancellation, or I guess actually the removal of the 2026 event tells me only one thing. They got nothing. They don't know where to go. They have one character they're trying to convince us is the best character they've got and the best character we may have had ever. And I'm telling you, they're wrong if they think it's Rey Skywalker, who's not even a Skywalker. I'm getting tired of saying that. It's a Palpatine. By the way, the bad guys won, folks. In Star Wars, the bad guys won. The Palpatines. We just have to get used to it. And I guess that's ultimately what Disney wants, which means they don't have any hope for Star Wars, and neither should we. Anyway, those are my thoughts on the recent Star Wars news. What are yours? Let me know down in the comments section below. And while you're down there, double check that you're still subscribed to the channel. And if you've never subscribed, this is the time to do it. And please do so. And thank you in advance, because I'm trying to get to 50K. It doesn't cost you anything. It's absolutely free. And if you turn on the bell icon, you get at least 1, 2, or 3 videos a day, plus a live stream basically every day. So it's a win-win proposition, especially if you agree that Star Wars is actually dead. Because I'm going to tell you, if it's not, it's a zombie. Zombie wars? Anyway, please let me know your thoughts down below. Hit the thumbs up button, do all the things, and as always, be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, wash your hands because it's good hygiene, and until next time, see ya.